Steph Curry isn't just the greatest shooter in basketball history, he's the greatest in human history. His impact is undeniable, his record's untouchable, and his dominance unmatched. This is the legacy that no one can deny.
But number one on the list is an easy one.
Talk to me.
He is the greatest shooter God has ever created. I am talking about the man himself, who's going to Madison Square Garden tonight to make Knicks fans everywhere, including myself, humble ourselves to the throne that he has created as a marksman, the one and only Stephen Curry. This got to the point where if your last name is Curry, we expect you to know how to shoot the damn ball. Because Steph Curry, excuse me, for the Philadelphia 76ers, a pretty damn good shooter. He just ain't this brother right here. Not with that handle, not with that range, not with that ability to create his own shot. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter in the history of man. There has never, ever been a shooter this great. The J.J. Redicks were honorable mentions, along with others, you know, the Ricky Pearsons word. I can go back to downtown Frank Brown. I go to Larry Bird. I can go to a few others, all right? And again, J.J. Redick was strongly considered. But in it, Dame is up there, but no, clutch and all of that stuff. But I'm talking about consistently throughout regular season, postseason, in terms of what your specialty is. Dame is an all-world player who can really shoot.
Like you're missing somebody, though.
Let's hear from one of the greatest shooters of all time. That is J.J. Redick. J.J., break down this list for me. Your thoughts. Did Stephen A. get it right?
It pains me to admit it, but he nailed it. He nailed it.
Really?
I have one small gripe, but my top five is these five shooters as well. I got Kyle at 5, Reggie at 4, Ray Allen at 3, Klay Thompson 2, Steph 1. And look, if Klay doesn't miss 2 years of basketball, I think there's no question that he ends up in the top 3 all time in three-pointers made. I think Harden will eventually end up in the top 3 as well. We'll see if Ray stays there long term. But the amazing thing about, if you look at the list of all the great shooters in the NBA, and you see the uptick in volume over the last 10 years and the current uptick amongst young players like Donovan Mitchell, like Duncan Robinson, like Trae Young, this list in 10 years, 12 years is going to look remarkably different. So I think I retired. I was 15th all time in three-pointers made. In 10 years, I might be out of the top 50.
Okay, I just want to let the world know a few minutes ago, J.J. Redick had a problem with me prognosticating, but he just did. But that's okay. That's okay. I understand. It's fluid. It's fluid. I get all of that. That's number one. Number two, here's where you got me, Jay. I will tell you, I was thinking Klay Thompson to myself, and the very two things you brought up is the reason I didn't put him at number 2. Number one was that he had been gone the last 2 years. And number two, it was more nostalgic than anything else. Ray Allen is the current all-time three-point champion, okay? Steph Curry's about to eclipse him tonight. So I just felt that it was appropriate, considering those two elements, to put Ray at number 2 and Klay at number 3, even though I thought about putting Steph at number 1 and Klay at number 2.
I just can't get that shot out my mind in the championship game with Ray in the corner. It just will not leave my mind every time we mention Ray.
Game 6.
One of the most iconic shots in NBA history for sure. I just want to mention one thing, and again, this is in regards to Klay. There's 4 guys in NBA history who have made more than 1,750 threes and shot over 41% for their career. Steph, Klay, Kyle Korver, and one guy who retired in September. So the list is very short of volume and efficiency.
That's right. Which is why you were on my honorable. I struggled.
I'm not top 5. I don't even think I'm top 10.
I struggled with you or Kyle Korver, because what I gave you so much credit for, it wasn't just your shooting ability, your movement without the basketball and how you can roll right off the screen and just drill it. I just thought that was a phenomenal thing to do. You got a lot of people who can shoot spotting up. No. They can't shoot on the run, moving, and just pull up on at the drop of a hat and nail it. And J.J. Redick could do that, but Kyle Korver could too. And that's why I had to give it to Kyle.
Steph Curry's journey to NBA greatness is the definition of underdog success. Coming out of Davidson College, many doubted his ability to excel in the NBA due to his small frame and unconventional playing style. Critics said he wasn't physically imposing, wasn't athletic enough, and wasn't durable. But what they overlooked was his incredible basketball IQ, work ethic, and of course his generational shooting talent. As we fast forward to today, Curry's rise from being an overlooked prospect to a 4-time NBA champion is nothing short of a miracle. Even after getting drafted by the Golden State Warriors in 2009, no one anticipated the storm he was about to unleash on the league. It took a few years, a couple of injuries, and a relentless drive to succeed, but once Curry hit his stride, he became the deadliest weapon in basketball. His career trajectory is proof that the game isn't just about size or strength, it's about skill, heart, and the ability to change the landscape of the sport itself. But this was just the beginning of Curry's journey towards transforming the very essence of basketball. Steph Curry didn't just break the three-point record, he shattered it in a way no one thought possible. Ray Allen's record of 2,973 career three-pointers seemed unbreakable for years, a number that represented the pinnacle of shooting excellence. But Curry didn't just surpass it, he obliterated it. As of now, Curry has hit 3,747 three-pointers in regular season play, with the possibility of reaching 4,000 within this upcoming season. The significance of this achievement can't be overstated. Curry has single-handedly changed the way basketball is played, making the three-pointer the most valuable shot in the game. Teams now build their offenses around the three-point line, and it's all because of one man's influence. Analysts have even coined this era of basketball as the Curry effect, where long-range shooting is not just an asset but a necessity for team success. He took what was once a specialty skill and made it a foundational element of modern offense. But what makes Curry even more remarkable is how effortless he makes it look. With an average of 4.8 threes per game, the countdown to 4,000 is already in motion. Barring injury, Curry is on track to hit that historic mark in around 53 games, possibly by February 2024. No one else comes close to this kind of consistency, and it's unlikely anyone will match this feat anytime soon. Yet, Curry's brilliance extends far beyond just shooting the ball. To truly understand Steph Curry's dominance, you have to break down the mechanics behind his shooting. His release is one of the fastest in NBA history. Blink, and you might miss it. His form is near perfect, a model for future shooters. But what makes it extraordinary is his ability to shoot off the dribble from well beyond the arc, and with defenders draped all over him. Curry's shooting isn't just about accuracy, it's about range and versatility. He can pull up from 30 feet, 35 feet, or even further with the same level of precision. Most players would hesitate to shoot from that distance, but for Curry, it's just another day at the office. His ability to stretch the floor has forced defenders to guard him far beyond the three-point line, creating mismatches and openings for his teammates. And then there's his clutch gene. Curry has made 10-game winning shots since 2012-13, the most of any player in the league. These aren't just lucky shots, they are the product of muscle memory, endless hours of practice, and the mental toughness to deliver when it matters most. We saw it again just recently as Curry hit a game-winning three-pointer with 0.7 seconds left on the clock, reminding everyone why he's the most feared shooter in the game. But shooting is just one dimension of Curry's multifaceted brilliance. What often gets lost in the conversation about Steph Curry is his playmaking. Everyone talks about his shooting, but his passing and ability to create for his teammates are just as important to his success. With over 6,000 career assists in the regular season, Curry isn't just a scorer, he's a floor general who makes everyone around him better. Curry's playmaking is all about vision and anticipation. He sees plays develop before they happen, threading passes through impossible gaps and setting up his teammates for easy buckets. This is what makes him more than just a shooter. He's a complete offensive package. In fact, his ability to draw double teams and make the right pass is what makes the Warriors' offense so lethal. And we can't overlook his leadership on the court. While not the loudest voice in the locker room, Curry leads by example. He's unselfish, he plays the right way, and his teammates feed off his energy and confidence. His leadership, paired with his playmaking, has been a crucial ingredient in the Warriors' dynastic run. But leadership is also about surrounding yourself with the right team, and no one has had better running mates than Curry. Steph Curry may be the face of the Warriors dynasty, but let's not forget about the other key members of this historical run, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green together. These three formed one of the most formidable trios in NBA history, winning 4 championships and making 6 finals appearances in 8 years. What sets this trio apart is their complementary skill sets. Curry's shooting, Green's defense and playmaking, and Thompson's elite perimeter shooting made them nearly unstoppable. Green's fiery leadership, Klay's consistency, and Curry's sheer brilliance created a formula that other teams struggled to counter. This wasn't just about individual talent, it was about teamwork, chemistry, and an unshakable will to win. But even after all their success, Curry's story doesn't end here. Steph Curry's influence isn't confined to the NBA. His global impact on the game reached a new height in 2024, when he finally secured his long-awaited Olympic gold medal. His performance in Paris was nothing short of spectacular, leading Team USA to victory over France with a stunning display of long-range shooting. In the final, with the pressure mounting and Team USA's lead slipping, Curry reminded everyone why he's the greatest shooter in the history of the history. 4 consecutive three-pointers in the final minutes crushed France's hopes, delivering Curry his first Olympic gold and adding yet another chapter to his already legendary career. And with that, Curry's quest for greatness continues. Even after all his accolades, Steph Curry shows no signs of slowing down. At 36, he's still one of the best players in the league. And with the Golden State Warriors, he's eyeing a 5th NBA title. The 2024-25 season could see him break more records. But what truly drives Curry is his love for the game and his desire to leave an indelible mark on basketball history. As Curry chases more championships and that elusive 4,000 three-point milestone, one thing is clear: the greatest shooter in human history isn't done yet. With every shot he takes, he adds another chapter to his extraordinary legacy. Steph Curry isn't just the greatest shooter in NBA history. He's the greatest shooter in the history of human civilization. His impact transcends basketball, changing the way the game is played and inspiring future generations of players. As we witness the final chapters of Curry's career, we can only sit back and marvel at the greatness before us, knowing that we are watching the evolution of a sport through the lens of a once-in-a-lifetime player.